Good morning, wonderful people. This is Mr. Opinionated coming to you this morning. It's a rainy day in Chicago. I don't know what it's like in your neck of the woods, but I know on the west side it's a little rainy. But nonetheless, still a wonderful day. I wanted to come to you on the topic of they want you to feel bad too. Now, I don't know who that may be viewing this video that has ever been bullied before. You've ever been teased. Most of us have been through it growing up. Unless we were one of the popular people growing up. We were the people that sat at the table of notoriety in high school. We've always been the flyest. We've always been the best. Those are typically the people who do the bullying or who go way out of their way to make other people feel bad. Those are the people who I say, they want you to feel bad too. Now, on the surface, those type of people look like they have it made. They dress wonderfully. They have the best little trinkets, whether that be the cars, the clothes, the shoes. Their hair is flawless. Their houses are wonderful. But if you notice, they're always saying something to put people down. You may have looked at your Facebook feed and you have people that are constantly sharing things that are negative about somebody else, that are pointing out the problems, whether that's a physical problem, whether that's a speech impediment, whatever it is. They're just always sharing something negative about somebody else. It's never anything positive. It's never anything to uplift somebody, but it's always something minimizing someone else or making them feel lower than they actually should be. And you might think, you seem to have the world at your feet. You have the best of the best. Why are you spending your time trying to make somebody else feel this small? You know why? Because they want you to feel bad too. On the outside, things always look better. But on the inside, that is where the rotting corpses are. In the recesses of their hearts, there is some type of inadequacy, or there is something that makes them not feel good. Absolutely, Lawan, negativity sells. So there is something inside of this person who looks so wonderful on the outside that they have to make you feel bad as well. If you keep your ears open, you listen for the references. Some people may say, oh, I'm not this, or I'm not that, and they're talking in reference to other people. If you are so much, why do you take your time to point out the troubles in other people, the things that you don't think look good? They're little quirks. People who are internally happy do not do that. But these are people who need to make other people feel bad in order to uplift themselves. They kind of like thrive on other people's misery. So I want you to feel bad too. I don't want you to be happy. I don't want you to be content. I don't want you to feel comfortable with yourself. I'm feeling bad, and I see that you have a little sprinkle of happiness, and I don't know what it is that you're doing for me to get there, or my pride is standing in the way for me to ask you. So the easiest thing for me to do is to make you feel bad too. So what do you do when you are surrounded by or dealing with a person that is nitpicking at you, that's always pointing out things that are not good? Ask questions. Always ask questions. I find that throws people off of their square. When they're talking about you, ask them some questions. Are you really happy in your life? Are there some things that you aren't happy with? Do you need me to show you something? And Andre says, smoke and mirrors distracts from their own inadequacies. Absolutely, because clothes are just things. Shoes are just things. Cars are just things. Houses are just things. These are things that, of course, we need them to live, and they're wonderful. However, they tend to make us feel a little bit better than we are, and they help mask the problems that we do not have the time, the patience, or the honesty to deal with. So yeah, they are smoke and mirrors, and so many people have them, and they're always thrown on us by advertisers. This car makes you feel that way. This line of clothing makes you feel that way. This shoe can make you fly to the moon or whatever. So it helps these type of people who do not want to deal with their own internal problems. And there was always a bully in elementary school. There was always a bully in high school. And as adults, what I tell my students that there still will be bullies. But these are people who are not really happy. Now, if you ask them if they're happy, they won't tell you. But they are very unhappy because you have to be a very, very miserable person to always point out the negativity or the low point in somebody else. You have to be a very miserable person to always highlight on things that you think are not right. And if you notice, they always pick on people who they think are weaker than them. Listen sometimes. Listen to the groups of people who are always picked on, who are always harassed, who are always gossiped about. Something sticks out that makes them seem like they're lower or that they're weaker. So you have these predatory personalities that zone in on that, and they say, oh, this is somebody I can get. This is somebody who I can attack. This is somebody who I can focus on. Most of the time, people are not going to pick a fight with people who they think can whoop them or people who they think are crazy and will go upside of their head and give them a run for their money. They always pick on people who they think are softer, who they think are meeker, who they think are milder, or people who they think subscribe to a lifestyle of nonviolence or not retaliating. LaJuan says, bullies never pick on people that will challenge them. Never. Never. You know why? Because they know that there's a big chance that they'll lose. But sometimes you get that quiet person who doesn't say anything to anybody, that really does not do anything, and they come out of the bag and whoop the bully. Now, I'm not condoning violence, of course not. That's not the purpose of this video, but it's to point out, if you have people that are always trying to make you feel bad about something in your life, whether it be your personal appearance, whether it be your finances, whether it be the type of things that you can afford, I promise you there is something going on in that person's life where they are picking you out and trying to make you feel bad because they don't feel good. Doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It is all about them. So, that idea popped in my head this morning. I was looking through the feed and looking through the news, and something just kind of stuck out at me, and I thought, you know what? This reminds me of something. Why do you have to point something out about somebody else or make this kind of disclaimer to make yourself feel good and to make them feel small? So that's my message for today. I encourage you to, go through life, go through your day, trying to uplift somebody, because the world is so negative. It's always bad stuff being reported. Look for the ray of light in your day, and look for the person that needs to be propped up, that needs to be patted on the back, that needs to be told something good. Because, I was one of those people that always got talked about in elementary school, always got talked about in high school. And, a lot of times the people that bully you and that talk about you, when they grow up, their lives don't turn out to be very nice because they've been dealing with self-inflicted pain all their life. They've been dealing with low self-esteem all their life. They've been dealing with unhappiness all their life. And they never learn to deal with it, because when you have issues that are internal and you don't deal with them, eventually your cup starts to overflow and it spills out, and it makes everybody around you miserable. So if you're one of those people that is always pointing out something negative in somebody else, you're always zeroing in on these small things that you see as imperfections, pick up a mirror. Ask yourself, why am I focusing in on this person? Why is this issue popping out? Why do I feel the need to point my finger? Why do I feel the need to draw a circle and say, hey, everybody, look at this person? Could it be that you yourself are not happy? So that's my message for today. Sometimes I get a dose of inspiration. I really don't come up with any of the ideas. I'm just very, very observant. Grew up around a lot of seasoned people, so I listened more than I talked. But of course, back in the day, older people were saying, you just nosy. Why are you hanging around all these grown people being nosy, trying to be grown? So most of my videos are results of trying to be grown and hanging around and listening to a lot of older people, a lot of good wisdom that has served me well that I'm passing on. So don't get discouraged if people are picking on you. Don't get discouraged if people are pointing things out. It could be that they are jealous of your internal happiness. And if you are internally feeling good about yourself, as long as your life is right with the Creator and yourself, then you're good. Don't let people drag you down. Life is too short. So that's my message for today. Have a fantastic day, and thank you for listening to me. Be blessed.